I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I just wanna work so I can live long and play hard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I just wanna work so I can live long and play hard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. Missy Marshall Manson went into town, spread it among the people, he'll see your children drown. Missy Marshall Manson wins into town, there was no good or evil, only up and down. Run along, sing a song, no concern with right or wrong. Take your time, stay a while, the world is mine for me to defile. Evil is as evil does, trauma makes you one of us. Drama is a waste of time, distracts you from the ones above. Stop looking up, start looking down or your mouth will get shut. Rickety rap, stop look at that, all of the girls set up my sack. There's no more oil left in Iraq, forget all your woes, cigarette packs. Why are you okay with a mediocre life? You're gonna die soon and there's nothing on the other side. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I just want to work so I can live long and play hard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard. I just want to work so I can live long and play hard. I don't give a fuck cause I live in a graveyard.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Wood. This is the Morning Wood where you get wooded good because that wood is so good. Yes, it is. And it is Monday, which that means it's the beginning of the week. And now it's the end of the show. Goodbye. No, I'm joking. We are joined today by the curly-headed freak, Mr. D, ad-friendly as sexual intercourse. How do you do?
I don't give a fuck because I live in a graveyard.
What if you did actually live in a graveyard?
I used to live next to a graveyard. Does that count?
I actually had a graveyard in my backyard, actually.
Really?
No shit. There was an old house that we lived in, and there was a graveyard from like the 1800s. It was in the backyard.
I would have been so jealous.
It was pretty cool. It had it was like a family graveyard. So it was like a mother, son, father, and a couple of kids in the graveyard and shit. But yeah, anyways. Yeah. There was also the same area where they thought people seen a man with a possum head running around. So, yeah, anyways, the crazy people. But we're also joined by the wonderful scientist man himself, the man with a big brain but a small penis, Landon.
Oh, damn.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude. And I hope that you're doing well from your friendliest astronomer. And, of course, hello there, great Pimpmunk. And good to see you, Missy. And, of course, D. It's been a while, but I get to say,
Oh, damn.
That's a long one. Very long.
Stop it! Now you know how it feels, Pimpmunk. Now you know how it feels.
You don't have to go long for me to want to say we. I can't stand we. But no, I have to let them.
Yeah.
I have to let them stick.
Nice
That was-
Doppler
that was
effect,
a
by the
weed.
way, Landon. Nice
That was
Doppler
very
effect.
Very, very good. Very good.
That was a weed
Oh.
that had been built up for a while.
Yeah.
Also,
That was a serious motherfucking weed.
that was some built up we. Anyways, we're also joined by Anna Messer. How you doing?
Hey, how dwell, everybody?
And
Hi.
of course, my lovely co-host, Missy Elliott. I can't stand the rain. But her name is not Missy Elliott. But I thought of that because I like singing that song. And of course, the hand with the man at my ass, Booleanenator. How you doing?
I am doing good.
Of course, the hand with the man at my ass, Booleanenator. I hear myself.
We got that one twice.
Yes,
Hand with the man up my ass 3 times on the show.
Yes, the three times, 4 times now because handman, I fucked that.
I liked it though. I liked it. That way.
Handman. It's like remember back in the day that what's that show? Repairman, man. Yeah. Anyways, it's we're here. We're all here in a group.
We are.
Here we are.
We fucking arrived, guys. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
So how was your weekend, guys? Everybody can answer at one time.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yes, pretty good, Landon. That's good. Lee, did you get drunk?
Well, I did get drunk one time.
That's surprising.
I drank the rest of my expensive Scotch whiskey that I.
How
Which
much-
scotch? Which scotch did you drink?
I've got the bottle right here, man. This is the most expensive bottle they would sell you at the QFC.
Oh, I'll want nice stuff. What year?
14.
That's nice stuff.
Yes, West Highland
pretty
single
bottle.
malt Scotch whiskey,
Yeah.
Looks like a can.
dude. Well, the bottle's inside the weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in the weird
okay.
container.
Dude,
but the
it's got an
container's pretty.
artsy little fucking container for the
See,
bottle.
I drank my liquor out of a box, so I'm good.
Mhm.
It certainly is a fine scotch to sip.
Mm.
I agree.
I drank the whole thing in a week, Landon.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
disagree. There is no.
Is that
fine
okay?
Scotch.
Am I
Hey,
doing it right?
If that floats your boat, go to it. Right.
Yeah,
It was so good.
you're not supposed to drink it that fast. But
Like when we were in Seattle, we did that nice array of Japanese whiskeys, right? We were sipping those
Yeah.
things. Oh, we did it. We did a marathon of that stuff. We
we did.
a few.
Landon's got me like so curious to find better tasting whiskeys. So I'm starting like a collection now on my bookshelf of just the
There's a lot
whiskeys
of
that I'm
good
getting.
ones.
Yeah.
I got a friend who said he's gonna send me some kind of Russian vodka that's really rare. Even in Russia, it's rare. So
Ooh, I've had Russian vodka from Russia before.
yeah,
That
so I
sounds
don't
good.
I don't know if he's actually gonna send it to me. He says he will, but I don't know. And I don't know anything about it, so I don't know what it's called. But I don't drink much anymore, but when I do drink, I like bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bourbon guy. Maker's Mark is my shit.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
uncle's
Good
favorite.
stuff. Good stuff.
Love Maker's Mark, man. Well, I didn't do anything this weekend, but scratch my balls and watch Netflix.
Mm.
I got
In
pulled
that order?
over.
One time.
Yeah, that's do what, Missy? You got ran over.
I got
Oh,
pulled
pulled
over.
Hold on, they said ran over. I was like,
No.
what the fuck?
I got pulled over. They took my weed. I got to go to court.
Whoa. They took your weed? That is fucking rude.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
legal there.
It's
Unfortunately,
medically
no,
legal
yeah.
only. So
And you don't have a prescription, I presume.
no. I mean, I can get one, but I just think it's ridiculous because I know within this year they're going to legalize it.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking
yeah.
like they were just talking about it the other, like the governor. I was telling Andy about this earlier. They literally called it. You know how like the president does a State of the Union address.
Mm-hmm.
The governor called it the State of the State address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what
I'd
what
never
governors
heard
do.
that.
That's
I'd
what they call
never
it.
heard that before.
You never
It
heard
was
that? Really?
Hilarious.
That's
No.
what they call it.
The
Never heard it before.
stat,
And mayors do state of the city, and it's
Yeah.
Really?
the soda,
Yeah.
the soda. The way
I'd
the
never heard that before. So
How
I
do you
thought it
say
was
the
Yeah,
hilarious.
but
acronym?
state of the state sounds pretty fucking dumb in my opinion.
But
The
they've
state of
always
the
said that,
state.
though. They've always said that. That's
I
not-
don't.
that's-
I don't know if it's like the first one I just caught because I randomly had NBC on and they were covering it. So I don't know if I just never.
I think
paid
that we should
attention.
rebrand the term. I think we need to change it to like the recent bullshit. Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
something,
well-
something along those lines.
Well, every time the
Or
governor of
authentic.
Mississippi does the State of the State, I call it, I'm not listening.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure
just
that's what
got
they
a new
call it too.
governor. We had this guy Dan Malloy for the past like 8 something years, and he is just awful, an awful.
Dude,
awful
our
man.
governor looks like the hybrid of Chucky and Bill Gates.
Ugh.
I've
You
showed
got a
the
real
picture.
winner there, yeah.
seriously, I've showed the picture before. D, you've seen the picture of the governor
I think
before.
so, probably.
Remember, it was a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago I showed it. He looks like a hybrid of Chucky.
He does. I remember that.
Child's Play and Bill Gates. He looks like a little red-headed Bill Gates.
How long has this guy been in office consecutively? Do you know how
No,
many years?
this is his first term.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say
He
because
just recently got elected. He recently.
I was gonna say. Well, I mean, it kind of extends to the whole thing, like, because they just keep voting in the same type of politicians, right?
Oh yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Like they might be different people, but they represent the same thing. It's just so funny how I don't know. Like it's one of the worst off financially states. It is the worst off financially state, right?
Dude, it's
It is.
easily in like the top 5 or top 3 worst states in the entire country. I'm
So
sorry.
why not try
Financially.
something
No,
different?
financially. I wouldn't say.
Well,
it's the worst.
by so many metrics, if you want to talk about food insecurity, if you want to talk
Well,
about like
that all goes back to
infrastructure and like
financial,
all
that
the
all
fucking
goes
Yeah.
back. That all falls on financial though. All of
Yeah.
that shit goes back to the financial. We are fucked up. Now there is some good stuff about our state, and I do see the future getting better because I think a lot of the new people coming up are raised by the internet and they know the internet, and
That's true.
they're not going to be falling in the same fucking steps as the good old boy system. I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping. I've got a little hope there. Hope is a dangerous thing. I
It's like
believe
maybe
sometimes.
technology will somehow change the
Yeah, well, it's
the
teaching.
people in a way.
You can even talk to the younger people in my state and see that they have a different outlook. But here's the thing: a lot of times younger people do, and then when they get into that state of running for politics and shit, they get corrupted. So there you go. So I have a little hope right now, but like I said, hope can be a dangerous thing sometimes. But
Mhm.
I remember when Haley Barbour was governor, people would bitch about their governor. But I would always say, but do you have Haley Barbour? You cannot bitch to me about a governor when your own governor won't even live in your state.
Mhm.
Rough. That's rough.
I
Dude,
remember
our
you saying
governor
that.
didn't even live here.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
How can you govern from another state?
It was fucking ridiculous. He would take trips down here, and that was it.
I will fly down to the peasants
Haley-
on my own convenience to
Well, see,
maybe
Haley
visit
was-
my constituents, but I'm gonna fuck off elsewhere most of the time.
Haley Barbour was actually knighted by George W. Bush. A lot of people don't know that. He was kind of knighted by, and everybody thought he was going to be like the next big candidate for the Republican president. It didn't work out that way because people realized Haley Barbour's an asshole.
Does George Bush even have the power to knight someone? I thought that was
No,
a royal thing.
Well, then no, it was speaking. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like he didn't actually get knighted.
No, he didn't actually knight him, but that was. He was one of George W.'s boys, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You
I
mean like he
think I
gave him
really
his
got-
blessing, basically, or
Guess
endorsement?
what?
I'm not
Me-
answering John's question.
Okay.
Thank you,
I
Just
didn't.
John.
saying.
Thank you, John, for whatever your question
Thank you
was.
for the $5 tip, but
One of
he does those questions because he knows I'm not going to answer them.
So one of the problems, of course, is that you typed in a long bit of text.
Exactly.
And some of the text went that side of the screen.
Yeah, I tried
that
to read
side,
it.
and
I
we got
couldn't.
the middle. And so you need to figure out how to make it concise and then make it meaningful.
Make it compact.
Think Twitter, not Facebook.
Yes, exactly. That's right. I tell them that all the time. Your questions are too fucking long.
I made the same problem because I once tipped Pimpmunk with a fucking poem. I can't even remember what poem it was, but they were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" They had no ability to
tip,
read
you
it at all.
gotta
It was
have,
too much text.
Tip with a haiku.
Yeah.
And
I
John
wanted it
was
to
very
get
smart.
read by the fucking bot thing.
The Streamlabs isn't really working right now. The sound is the music won't play, and the voice woman ain't
Yeah,
working
I don't
right
get
now.
it. I don't get that shit at all either.
We don't
I played
understand
with,
what's going.
I played
So-
with it
so
again this
unfortunately-
morning trying to get it to work and it didn't.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, John Morgan, your tip was displayed only in the center, and I couldn't even guess something about the weekend, but
I
I
saw
didn't know.
Sunday. I don't
Yeah.
even fucking know, dude.
yeah. So sorry.
Something about your weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. Other than that, go fuck yourself.
The fuck?
Yeah. Anyways, so what was we even? Oh, talking about Haley Barbour. Fuck Haley Barbour. He's an asshole. And then we had Phil Bryant, who was even more of an asshole. And now we got this little Chucky dude who I forget his fucking name. So fuck all them politicians from Mississippi. Anyways, so D, have you ever had the inkling to just get naked and go onto a golf course and do yoga?
Yes.
You know what? Like, I don't think I've ever had that particular thought, like that specific. But I do kind of like the idea of ripping off my clothes and just flying out into the world. Fuck it, guys. Let's all get naked. And just everyone suddenly realizes, oh, we've been wearing clothes for no reason.
Well, recently there was a guy who had that inkling.
Well,
He was. It says a man was escorted off the Bass Rocks Golf Club green Tuesday afternoon by Gloucester police. I guess that's Gloucester. I don't know what the fuck. Gloucester. Anyways, a 911 call from Thatcher Road at 1:14 p.m. reported that a man was having a mental episode and the caller was concerned for his well-being. Police found a man sitting naked in a yoga position on a practice putting green at the corner of Moreland and Southern Road. Ward, blah, 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 addresses. I don't need to know the addresses. Peter N. Hood Jr., general manager and director of the golf at Bass Rocks Golf Club, declined to comment. The police department has deemed the situation a mental health incident and will not be releasing any more information.
Oh, so it's all good then. Like this guy was just like really fucking high.
Yeah,
Apparently.
or just crazy as fuck.
I don't know, dude.
So,
Maybe he just wanted to get a tan on his taint. You never know.
Tan is tan.
My ex's mother liked to do that when she got really drunk. One morning, I was getting him ready for school, and he was like 5, probably. And he looks out the window, and he goes, "Mom, Meme's naked." And I went, "What are you talking about?" So I go over and look out the window, and there is my mother-in-law at this point. Like we never mother-in-law, we'll just put it that way. Completely naked in the middle of the road, screaming that she's God, with the little Jack Russell Terrier running circles around her feet, barking.
Well, maybe she was God.
She continued to do this, correct? So I got my kid. I finished getting him dressed. I was like, I'll deal with this. Like, let me get you dropped off at the daycare, and then I'll deal with this. So I got him outside, but I didn't see her anymore. Got him in the car. We drive maybe 100 yards down the road, and she is pinned up on the side of a building by cop cars. Completely naked still, just against the building, with the dog still going. Now, I knew her boyfriend, so I pulled over quick, and I was like, that's my kid's father's mom. Like, let me just take the dog. And they're like, okay, but come back. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I dropped my kid off at the school, and we're walking into his kindergarten class, and every kid in there is like, there was a naked lady in the road. And my fucking kid goes, that's my meme.
Oh,
And I was like, "Look,
yeah.
not fucking tell people this."
That's
The teacher
awesome.
looks at me, and I was like, I'll explain it later. I got it. So then I had to go and deal with the police officers, and we found her entire house like destroyed with beer cans everywhere, and like it was a big old mess.
Oh, dude.
Well,
For a person?
She likes to
love
drink.
that. Gotta love that honesty with the kid. Though.
oh,
Like,
kids aren't.
that was my relative. Like
Yep.
whatever.
My
Dude.
kid has no shame.
Did the other kids comment to the kid about?
They
Mom?
were just like, really? Why was she naked? And he's like, I don't know.
Huh.
We don't know.
what God intended her to be.
She was God. Duh.
Yes, she
Yeah.
was.
Come on, dude.
So a man, this is fucked up. A man drives into the Mississippi River while following Google Maps.
Oh,
That's hilarious. He was following the
Really?
map and not the fucking road in front of him.
This is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but now there's a reason. A rescue crew from the Minneapolis Fire Department managed to pull a man to safety over the weekend after he fell through the ice on the Mississippi River. The man told firefighters he was heading back to his hotel, and Google Maps told him to cross the river. He was taken to the hospital and to be treated for a mild case of hypothermia.
I don't understand why. And he's an important person, like an elected official.
No, who said that?
I must have heard it wrong.
No, it's nothing about that.
I want to call
Yeah,
bullshit on this
obviously heard
one.
it wrong.
Well, I mean, I know that there are, when you take rideshare programs, that sort of thing, there are drivers that will just slavishly go for whatever the map tells them to do and not think. Right? And sometimes you have to intervene because the maps get crazy, particularly if you use an application called there's a map application called Waze, and Waze tries to be clever, and if you have a half a brain, you can figure out that's illegal, that's stupid, or that's a good choice. The problem is that Waze is also used by people who just blindly follow the stuff, and as a result, you get somebody going way off. And particularly it's sad because you can tell, here's a Waze driver that is trying to pick you up and going in through this weird parking lot and this back thing, and you know that the fence is there, so they got to figure out how to move around, and it's just a waste of time. So I know this might upset some people, but don't use Waze if you don't know the area and you aren't immediately familiar with the area, because
Did he not see the water?
No, it was frozen over. That's the thing. Was it
Waze or was it Google Maps?
It
Is
said
that
Google
the same
Maps.
thing?
Yeah.
Google Maps.
I was just commenting on maps in general, but
Do they basically do the same kind of thing to make the software, the map? I don't know how those are even.
GPS systems can be fucked up.
But it probably said, cross the river, assuming you're going to go across on a bridge.
Yeah.
But the bridge was frozen over. But that's when I want to see a picture of the site, because I'm thinking to myself that this could be some like cynical asshole who's like, oh, they got the map wrong. I'm going to intentionally go put myself in an unsafe situation, which like a reasonable person would not do this, right? Like that's what you immediately think. So he's probably just like, oh, if I make this a big deal, maybe I get something out of Google, which is a fucking, what is Google going to fucking give you, dude?
People know you're dumb.
But
what is Google going to give this guy? Because he's going to make a case that like they are liable because the map said this.
Because you're going to get basically the result is a map app will sit there and say, on the next light, when it is green, go through it, right? As opposed to, make it stupid for the rest of us. So
do you think they'll lose? Do you think that Google would lose in court against this guy if he sued?
No.
Well, they'll be interesting to see, because they'll be able to tell from his phone where he was, right? Google Maps track you. And so they'll be able to determine what he did.
They will definitely sue, and they may even be right. This motherfucker was probably thinking this,
Who else would do this? Who else would go? I know there's we see fail videos all the time where, dude, stupid people are doing stupid shit all the fucking time. I get it. But I'm skeptical for this reason, because I think that's very plausible too, that he's gaming the system.
Yeah.
How do you live anywhere near there or drive anywhere near the Mississippi River and not know that it's fucking there? It's a huge river, man.
Well, you find your people with these rideshare things that have been driving the area for a while, picking up riders and dropping them off, that they'll go and do crazy stuff. And they don't think, right? That's part of the problem. Now, there's an issue in Australia, and particularly in the outback. Australia has these enormous sized towns. And I'm talking about towns that are bigger than any Texas ranch, right? And now the town itself may have only a milk bar and a half dozen people, but the size of the town is this huge, many square kilometer blob. And so someone will sit there and say, well, I want to go to such and such a town in the outback, and the way to get there is to basically go over beginning dirt roads and eventually off-road and through rivers and so forth. And what it does is it sends you to the center of the town. If you don't give an address, you say, I want to go to Philadelphia. It picks an address in the middle of Philadelphia. Well, if you pick an address in the middle of some of these Australian towns, the very geographic center, you're off in a place where if you're not familiar with how to live in the outback, you'll die.
Yeah.
So you got to think.
You gotta, yeah. I mean, maps, Google Maps and shit like that they're good stuff. They're handy, but you also got to use fucking logic.
Yeah.
I mean, if a Google map tells you to go across the river, I don't think I need to go across this fucking river.
Dude, fuck a Google map. Like, what if it's just like a paper map? Oh, well, this is the map that tells me where to go. I'm just gonna go.
Paper maps are more loyal than look. Paper maps are better than fucking GPS. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You heard it here first. Pimpmunk supports maps.
I do.
A huge supporter of maps.
Man,
Totally.
fuck yeah. Fuck y'all.
But I do agree with Gage. I think that Google will resist paying for this because if they lose a suit, well, they lose a little bit of money, but they're going to have to make the maps even dumber to say, cross the river in a place that is safe to cross, such as a road, railroad track, if you're on a train, it'll become all this legalese. Because, the maps will say something like, at the next light, go through the next light and turn right.
Yeah, but what if you're going to settle for, like, less than the expenses of their court fees would be? Like, I don't know what that would how you even get to the point of a settlement, but what if they're, like, strategically like, okay, well, if I ask for $10 million, Google is going to just basically tell me to go fuck myself. And, they're going to spend less than that in legal fees to get me to fuck off, however long that takes. Or you make a smaller ask, like $1 million.
But
I don't know.
I think it has to get approved in the first place before it gets to that point. Like, I think they don't just let because then they'd be viewing ridiculous fucking cases all the time.
Well, the way
I
that
think it
happens,
actually even needs to get approved first, right?
Well, actually, it doesn't quite get approved. What happens is that someone would bring in suit, and then Google would file a motion for summary judgment dismissal, basically saying this is stupid.
Okay.
And the judge looks at this, and the judge will say, "Yeah, that's stupid," and toss it out.
Okay.
That's an example of how. But the problem is, you do not have to have a valid case to go to court. Courts will say you don't do it. You need a valid case to stay in court.
yeah.
But you don't need to do it for the first.
Anybody can file the dumbest lawsuits. It doesn't make a fuck. It doesn't have to be valid at all.
I don't know. I thought that like what Google would do, like have a judge look over it and like see if it is a valid case or not.
Now,
They probably got judges on the payroll, dude.
But I could sue D for breathing on me if I wanted to. Now, it's a stupid lawsuit, but I could actually do it.
You could file it, but then D's lawyer would file for immediate dismissal and summary judgment.
Now, what they need a fucking law says, said, this shit's stupid. Get out of here.
Now, when you get a court case dismissed, what they can ask for is denial with prejudice, right? Yeah. Because let's say the guy says, okay, Google made me go across the river, and Google gives a summary judgment. You can come back and say, I was misled, and Google didn't take into account what I was doing, and told me to go farther, right? That he brings in new information. So when you get dismissed, your case you can bring your case back and try it again. But at some point, particularly if the judge dismisses it with prejudice, what they say is, don't you dare come to court with this crap again, right?
That's fucking hilarious.
There's something else.
It needs to be a get your dumb ass out of here law.
Yes. And there are, there are people, for example, that are one of these, constitutionalists type folks that sit there and talk about their sovereign citizen rights and so forth. And frequently they're subjected to dismissal with prejudice.
Okay.
It's just crazy. So you guys hear about this dude driving his van through a Republican voter registration tent over the weekend?
No.
Dear.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. He's an idiot. It says a man plowed van into the Republican voter registration tent, authorities say. A man allegedly plowed a van into the Republican voter registration tent in Jacksonville, Florida. Gregory William Tim, 27, faces 2 counts of aggravated assault on a person 65 years of age or older, 1 account of criminal mischief, and driving while driver's license suspended. The victims reported that the suspect drove a van through the tent where they were working to register voters. Authorities said that how they described the incident as of Sunday, the Duval County GOP and their allies taking this as a political motivated attack. We are outraged by the senseless act of violence toward our great volunteers, said Duval GOP Chairman Dean Blount. The Republican Party of Duval County will not be intimidated by these cowards, and we will not be silenced.
Oh, you can't trust
Political
him in
shit
the
is-
first place. He has 3 freaking first names.
Yeah, political shit aside, he's a fucking idiot for doing that. He's sorry. I don't give a shit what your political parties are. Don't try to hurt the other people.
Well, but he was drunk, so maybe he didn't even see the tent.
Maybe he was just an idiot. Yeah, maybe he was just an idiot. Maybe
And
he wasn't
why do they think it's politically motivated? Drunk
I don't
people
know.
do crazy stuff all the time. That's why they don't like you to be drinking and driving.
It don't say that. Why they thought it was politically. Of course, they're going to use that. Of course they are. If they're, I guess I would too, probably if I was setting up a Democrat tent. These motherfuckers trying to stop us Democrats. That's just they use everything for political.
Damn, this dude's mug looks fucking intense, dude.
Yeah,
you see the
does.
picture
Really?
of this
I
fool?
did see the picture.
What's he
My
look like?
God,
What does it look like?
he doesn't. He's
Send
not
him
someone
to
you want to
Bulls.
invite home to dinner, dude.
No,
Like this guy
he's-
looks.
Like
He's got
someone who would
those
take a
steely
van
blue
and drive
eyes,
it through
dude.
a tent.
Yeah,
Does he look
he
like? Like
Oh,
someone who would take a van and drive it through a tent.
Well, you should have started with saying a Florida man.
Yeah, because of course it's in Florida.
yeah. It did. Yeah, I should have said. There's this
Not
picture.
surprising.
I just posted it on the
Oh,
Oh,
side. chat.
Jesus Christ!
I was just gonna
Ooh.
say, like
It's
anything
like a
tragic that
skinhead trying
happens,
to hide.
people
they
are
got
gonna try and like
They got
political.
pictures of this shit. What?
Say what?
What?
Say
Okay,
what?
They got pictures of the van.
Mhm.
Let's take a look.
Really?
Shit. Oh, come on, dude. That was a not okay. So it's a very extremely small tent. This is not like a giant circus style tent. This is like one of those little fucking Walmart joints that you can get for $120 maybe. That's got
Like a camping, not a camp.
a camping
So there's
tent,
maybe
yeah.
like 8
Yeah.
people in the
You
tent.
could fit maybe 4 or 5 people under this
Oh,
tent
damn.
comfortably.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dude, you could see he rammed the tent. It's like a brown, shitty looking van. Yeah, I don't know. I could get you the link if you want to look at these pictures, though.
Yeah, pop it in the chat. Let everyone look at it.
Oh, there's the mug, dude. There's the fucking mug on
Yeah.
the
That guy-
dude. I'm telling you.
Wow.
There's a Twitter link inside that
Look
link
at
I
those
gave you.
dead eyes, man. Those dead eyes, man. He's got death in his eyes, bro.
Florida.
Yeah, fuck Florida and everybody in it. I'm joking, bulls. Anyways, this is cool. I like this story. A degree in marijuana will be offered by Colorado University.
I'm
Ooh.
going to Colorado. I
Is
want
it part
a
of their
degree
horticulture program?
marijuana.
It says Colorado State University is set to offer a rigorous degree in cannabis, winning state approval for the program on Friday. According to the Denver Post, the cannabis biology and chemistry course will be available for undergraduates wishing to study the science needed to succeed in the cannabis industry. Nothing wrong with this. This is actually a good class. Starting this fall, the program has been described as similar to a double major in biology and chemistry and features a lab license to grow industrial hemp, so students may work with cannabis. I can never say that. Whatever it is. Anyways, you can grow weed basically. So this is a good course. I mean, it's in a state that's legal, completely legal.
Yeah.
I actually like this course, and it does teach you the science of it. So smart
Yeah.
shit.
But it's it basically sounds like an agriculture degree. Like if you can go there and get a degree in growing wheat or growing other things, and again, it's a ag science, agriculture, probably a bit of business and chemistry and other sorts of things. So yeah,
My aunt
This
got
shit's gonna be huge,
botany
too.
Degree.
You know this shit's gonna be huge when it goes federally legal. I speculate within the next 5 or 10 years, like this shit's gonna blow up. It's gonna be a huge industry. So these people are gonna have a lot of potential for upcoming jobs that will be made when that happens, and that's good for them. Like they should invest their time in that now.
Well, no, I'm not sure if somebody asked was the degree is going to be recognized federally. I don't know if they can. I don't know.
degrees are not
Yes.
recognized.
Whenever Bernie Sanders is elected president and on his first day by executive action, just bam.
Degrees are
legal
not
weed,
something
bitch.
that the federal government recognizes or doesn't recognize, right?
Yeah, so I don't think that really matters. Yeah.
What it is whether if the university is accredited, and it is, and it's the program accredited, and it probably will be given, I guess, the approach you're going to take, right? It's not. Now, the question becomes: if you've got a degree in marijuana agriculture, will someone hire you, right? And there could be a question about somebody who has a lot of book learning versus somebody who's done it with integrity.
Yeah.
Like an
Yeah. I love it.
Dude, Trubisky does
was
it with
great.
integrity. He's probably got like 17 degrees in the shit by now.
yeah.
Probably.
And of course, you have to
I
be
know
sure
more
to
than I do.
distinction because Red Eye is a pothead, right?
Yeah.
He has probably, I would say, safely 200 to 300 pots right now with plants around his place.
Yeah.
And if you ever get him to show you one of his pictures of his pot problem, right? And he goes to Bunnings, which is his pot dealer, and he gets all these bromeliads and other wonderful plants that he plays in there. Red Eye definitely does have a pot problem.
But Landon, I got a shocker for you here, buddy. I found out why he's doing all this planting. He's an ecosexual.
Dude, that would explain everything.
Yeah.
It's all so clear now.
Yeah, he's fucking these plants. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Some of the plants, given the barbs and stuff, that would be pretty. Dangerous.
Pretty kinky.
He's into that. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty.
All right. In solidarity with Red, I think we should all answer this question. If you had to have sexual relationship with a plant, what plant would it be
Already know
and
mine.
why?
Aloe vera plant.
Aloe vera plant.
Yeah, I already know mine because if there is like a scratch on my dick or something, I could get healed and sexually pleased at the same time.
Except, of course, when aloe vera starts and a wound spot, it burns like heck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
I don't know if
Gotta
you're
be
into that
gentle,
sort of
man.
thing.
I'm into
I would-
that. I like
I would
my
go with
penis. to burn.
the penis fly trap. There you go.
Ah. It would eat your dick.
I was gonna say, that shit too. I was gonna say I'd fap on a Venus flytrap.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus
he said
Christ.
penis fly trap though.
Yes.
And
Different.
somebody says the hooker's lip flower. I've never heard of that. There's a hooker's lip flower.
How about just like grass? Grass is fucking
Just
sexy.
grass.
You just want to be on grass.
Just like a fucking like hilly fucking valley of just
Damn, maybe you're the
beautiful
ecosexual,
luscious
D.
grass, man.
Oh, fuck this. I want to get kinky. I'm gonna put my cock in cacti.
Ooh,
Turn into
yeah.
cockeye.
I
dude.
got
didn't-
one
I
right
didn't
here.
think I didn't think you liked it rough,
There's
dude.
one right here. Do you want like? just
See,
kinda cute?
I was gonna say I was gonna turn it into cocktie, but Animator fucked it up.
It kind of looks like a penis. A little bit.
I'm gonna stick the cactus up my ass.
You want it?
No.
I like this totally honest answer. I guess I'd bang a nice pile of moss that seems manageable.
Manageable.
Yeah, those rot feast
Damn, man.
tenders.
But anyway, seriously, Red Eye is becoming quite a aficionado of these plants and
I know he is.
breeding them and doing all. I mean, he's letting them breed, right? And
Yeah, he's letting them breed. All right.
he's
Sick bastard.
I guess I would
Yeah,
probably.
Homosexuals
so-
are rapists, by the way.
He's in a poly relationship then with all of these plants.
Oh, because he's pollinating them.
Yeah, all
But
of that.
anyways, But no, all ecosexuals are rapists. I'm telling you.
They're polyamorous, dude.
They're all
polyamorous.
rapists.
No,
They're
dude,
rapists.
you just don't speak
consenting.
the language of the flowers,
No,
man.
dude, because they're a living thing, and if you didn't ask that fucking plant to, can I fuck you, plant? And if that plant didn't say yes, put your dick inside my plant, then you're raping that plant.
You know what though,
Yeah, that's
Pimp?
true.
You know what though, Pimp? This just
That's
shows
not
your
plant.
ignorance on
Plants
this
cannot
subject
consent.
because
Plants cannot
No.
consent, man.
you've never taken the time
Plant lives
to
matter,
sit
Dave.
there and try to talk to a plant. You've always just walked by them as if they didn't fucking matter. But this whole
Plant
time, your whole
lives
life, you could have been
matter,
sitting
Dave.
there having conversations, trying to learn. But no, you just walk by these motherfuckers.
See,
you step all over grass.
I saw D share a post on Facebook today about Black Lives Matter or something like that, and here he is ignoring fucking plant lives, dude. I think that all lives matter, D.
Dude,
What,
I
you
think
don't
we
Plant
need-
lives
that?
matter too.
We need to
Plant
give.
lives
We
matter
need
too.
to give D.
Well, you're
some
turning a
clo-
deaf
clo-
ear on them, dude.
I did not.
We
I
need-
just made a very
D.
strong case for talking to the flowers and getting to know
You
them.
need some.
So does
Dude,
that
you
mean
need-
then that you shouldn't light up, burn the plants, and you should let them live in their natural form?
You shouldn't smoke weed.
Well, this
You're
is the bud of
committing
the plant.
homicide.
Still plant.
D
No,
needs
that's
chloroplastic
Plant
surgery.
still
That's what
grows.
he needs.
This is what
He needs
this
chloroplastic
is the
surgery.
fruit of the
Dude,
plant.
dude,
This
they
is the gift
understand
the
it's the
plant gives
circle
to
of life, dude. It's
Ah,
the circle of
the
life.
All right,
plant
makes
is
sense.
still growing.
If you talk to them, you would know
The
that.
bush is still
Look at
in
the
the
potheads
bush
getting
is still in the
offended now.
ground growing.
Hey,
Don't
what about
pay
the
the
fungi that died to give you that beer, D?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think grind.
They
You grind up
consented,
hops.
dude.
I guess that's probably is
So
true.
did
And
my fucking.
so I think you answered the question. I wasn't criticizing people that
I
smoke
was.
pot. I was just asking the question, and you answered it. I think
no, they
effectively.
didn't. No, they did not. They're murdering these innocent goddamn little fucking cannabis
No,
plants.
'cause this is the bud.
Wow.
This is the gift from the plant. The plant itself is still in the pot
Gotta
growing.
get-
All right.
Yeah,
I
dude.
suspect
what?
From
that the people who go and do these pot raids and tear up the plants, they're the ones that are murdering the plants. People that grow marijuana use bits of the leaves and are
and that the plant keep growing if you could.
I think
You
that's-
know?
Pimpmunk, you've
I'm
got
not
me.
in a climate unless I do it indoors, I can't keep the plant to grow.
No,
Like
you
you can get
committed
it.
butt aside.
That's not
The-
true. That's
Dude,
like you took a shit. That's the plant
It's
shit right there.
what?
So you're
I'm just now making this like horrible
Okay.
metaphor
Like
of
you
like
got
the
a rose
bud
bush,
is actually
right?
shit.
The rose bush still keeps growing. You just keep getting roses, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, you ever say anything about potheads get so goddamn offensive, even about goddamn jokes about plant. Man, I ain't killing no damn man with a plant. I ain't doing it.
Dude, Pimpmunk, you got me, man. Because the only reason I smoke weed is because I fucking hate it so much that I want it to be all the fucking destroyed. I want to consume it with my lungs and make it part of me.
Dude, you
I'm going on a-
jackboot motherfucking
Yeah, dude.
authoritarian piece of shit.
Dude, I'm going on a
Wow.
mass genocide of marijuana, and the only my instrument of fucking torture is my fucking bong, dude. That's what I'm using, dude.
That's rough. You've got to. These are dark times, Pam.
Dark
Mm.
time.
Yeah, times of color, indeed.
Dank times.
What the fuck?
Times of color. Damn, that was racist. Anyways, India. We're gonna go to India now. India residents surprised to find this would be a surprise to find beer, brandy, rum mixture coming out of their kitchen faucets.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
And
someone
so now I'm thinking, okay, you turn on a kitchen faucet and this sort of colored liquid comes out. What possesses you to taste it and say, tastes
It
like
smells
Quad
like it.
14 mixed with a craft beer, right?
Yeah,
What
but
would
you know
possess
what beer
you?
smells like, right?
Uh,
And then, it smells like it. So they're like, "What the fuck is like?" If they smell it,
well, let's get into the story. See
you
what it
know,
is.
dudes like smelling weird things. You can't tell me you dudes don't like smelling weird things. I got 2 dude kids. They love smelling icky shit.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's true of everyone,
It's a
dude.
dude thing.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I think
it's-
George Carlin has a
it's
bit.
smell it.
Guys, young kids and turds in a turd bowl, right? They have this
It's like a
fascinating.
I don't know. It's like they just gotta smell it. It's weird. They just want to know what it smells like. It's weird.
Dude, everyone is like that though. But they're either more or less comfortable to admit it that there's always a second smell to figure out what the fuck that was. That the initial time you smelled the smell, you're like, what was that? Oh shit. We all fucking do that.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
matter what the smell is.
yeah. Somebody farts, everybody starts sniffing.
We start cataloging what we eat, associating with what we just shat, that kind of stuff.
Anyway, so there's a news article somewhere.
Yes, there's an article. Residents in an apartment building in India discovered free mixed drinks on tap in their kitchens earlier this week. Although not the kind anyone would be hoping for, a smelly combination of beer, brandy, and rum started coming out of the faucets in Crawley, whatever the fuck it is, on Monday after a water well became contaminated in the BBC reports. The station says 6,000 liters of confiscated alcohol that had been seized on court orders and buried in a pit nearby accidentally seeped through the soil. The children couldn't go to school, and even their parents couldn't go to work. The owner of the apartment complex told the BBC. Officials promised to clean up the well, but residents say it may take up to a month. They've been supplying about 5,000 liters of water daily, but it's not enough to cover all the families in our building.
So wait, so this came from a seizure of illegally made alcohol.
Yes.
But probably because alcohol was not doing the tax and licensing stuff and paying off the right people.
So they fucking buried it.
Yes.
How
And
fucking
it
long
leaked
was it
into the
buried
water
there?
supply? Wow, that's crazy.
And it broke up and seeped into the water supply. Yeah.
Of course, then this
Why
says,
would
okay,
you
what
bury it?
other kind of crap? I mean, literally crap
Mhm.
leaching into that particular well, because
That's true. That's
it-
true.
in certain parts of India, they have to have public service announcements about take your poo to the loo.
Yeah.
Because there are people that just boo and pee kind of everywhere. There are some people, right? So I would be worried that if I have water from a well that gets contaminated by some cask, what other things are in that well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, because if they're burying shit nearby this well, I mean, they've probably buried a lot of stuff.
Dude, have you guys seen the street dentistry in India?
I've heard about it.
Oh my fucking god, that shit will blow your
I don't
mind.
think I don't want to see it, man. I don't think I want.
Dude, you don't. It's actually really kind of difficult to watch if you're a squeamish person, but there's
Okay,
plenty of
then-
footage on YouTube where there's guys on the side of the road doing street dentistry, like ripping people's teeth out and like making them false, like for what it is, they do pretty good work, but I imagine there's going to be infections and all sorts of fucking problems.
You know
like-
there will be.
but it's fucking wild, dude.
I'm gonna
So
pretend I didn't hear that, man. I'm just gonna go back and pretend I
But
didn't hear that.
again, India's a wonderful country. They have very interesting, great
Mhm.
people, good culture, all that's and wonderful scenes there. But drinking water out of a well is probably not one of the things that you want to do unless you've lived there all your life. And even then, you might get all kinds of critters in your gut that you don't
But
want
you
to
know what though? I bet the water was still fucking better than Flint, Michigan's.
get.
yeah, dude, while we're bitching,
Yeah.
dude, like that situation is still going on. Like it's not
It's
over.
true. It's true.
It's
Yeah.
still a thing. It's
I
so
bet they're like,
shameful.
we'd kill for some booze water at this fucking point. Jesus Christ.
How fucking shameful is that it has been so long? Like any politician could seize upon that shit and spend a minimal amount of resources unfucking that situation and come out of it a fucking hero.
It would be a good
But
PR move.
fucking
Yeah, that's what
nobody
I'm
did
saying.
it. Who's fucking doing it right now? Fucking nobody.
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 Nobody. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
You could do it for purely selfish reasons, and the investment would not
Exactly.
even be
And
that
people
big of
stop
an
talking
investment.
about it too. I mean, there's still some
Exactly.
conversation
Yep.
going on, but it's not even covered on the press like it was at all anymore. That's the way it is. We cure for a minute, then we stop caring, but yet the people in Flint, Michigan, are still going through this shit. So it's
I bet we right here are the first conversation about it in quite a while.
maybe. It's sad that, but that's the truth of it. That's how our
Yep.
fucking press works. If it ain't involving Trump or something they ain't talking about it. And that's just the way it is. So, anyways, Australian man guilty of using cell phone while riding horse because he didn't have hands-free device.
What?
Says a man in Australia. Yeah, it says a man in Australia has pleaded guilty to a charge of talking on a handheld cell phone while riding a horse. The case involved a 30-year-old man in New South Wales, according to reports. It says he and the horse were stopped by police after he was seen holding a cell phone to his ear while riding on a rural road in October. Says the Mudgee local court magistrate judge said under the road rules, a horse is a vehicle, and he didn't have a hands-free device. Oh my God!
Dude, we need to get some fucking civil rights for these horses, man.
Maybe he was. It wasn't a vehicle, but a vessel of conveyance because he wasn't conducting commerce. Is that how?
Yeah.
Sure. The
I want to know how fast he was going. Was it he was just trotting along, or was the horse going like full speed? You know, like while he was on this conversation. I mean, if it's just like clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity,
just running over
man,
people
I'm
and
just
kids
on my horse, clippity cloppity, clippity. You know, it's not as bad.
So I wonder if inattentive horse riding is something that's a problem in Australia or not.
Apparently so, because I think they just wanted to make a rest. Because it sounds like this is a backwoods town, like what I live in. Well, this motherfucker's on a horse. I ain't got nothing to do. He's talking on the phone. He done ran over 18 kids with his big ass goddamn Shetland horse or whatever. And you know,
I got a hand.
Blood
I got a
of children is just dripping from the horse's hooves when he's pulled over.
little kids' teeth stuck in the horseshoes and shit.
This hands-free device, is that Mr. Ed? Like seriously? Your talking horse is a handsfree device.
The fucking horse is literally eating a child.
Now the horse would. Yeah, I'd like to say a hands-free device would be funny as fuck. Goddamn phone hanging from the horse's ear.
Well, the antenna out the back.
Got a cup holder on the motherfucker.
You got that Bluetooth on that horse, bro?
Oh,
he got a Bluetooth. This cop was really bored that day. He was really bored.
So I suspect maybe there's some other backstory about the guy who maybe in a bar went and roughed up one of the cop's friends because they were having a scuffle, and the cop decided to get even with him and use this thing as an excuse. You never know.
I'll get this.
It was a fucking vendetta that began in the bar over some woman named Dallas.
He got a defense lawyer for this shit. The defense lawyer, Tim King, said his client was pleading guilty because he concedes that the horse was in motion.
Well, my horse was moving, so
I guess it was.
Well, mate, it's Australia, so to be like, well, mate, the horse was moving. I don't know what the fuck I was sounding like there. I was sounding like goddamn Hapu there for a minute. But anyways, yeah, that's crazy. See, America isn't the only ones that are fucking stupid.
I watched a documentary about an Australian and a horse this morning.
New South Wales. I mean, this is something I'd expect out of Queensland or maybe Tasmania, but
there's some country shit right here, dude. This is some country.
That's true. There's a lot of country in New South Wales, so I'll take it back.
I mean, there's some shit. There's some shit that happened down here in Mississippi, man. I watched a guy get pulled over on his lawnmower a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen it like
And cop behind him, dude. We drove by. I'm laughing my ass off. Motherfucker, it was funny as hell. So I don't know what he did. He's probably transporting meth on a goddamn John Deere. I don't know.
Could be thinking he had a suspended license or his car was impounded and decided to take the neighbor's lawnmower.
I
just want to see a chase on TV. Fucking 40 cops behind a dude on a goddamn fucking riding lawnmower. I'm gonna get away from these fuckers.
I suspect if you searched the tubes, you'd find something.
Probably so. Crazy, man. Crazy, dude. Crazy.
It's not crazy, dude.
So
it's totally sane.
So why avocados attract interest the interest of Mexican drug cartels.
Why?
I don't know. We're finna find out. It says earlier this month, Mexican officials discovered the body of a second murdered activist who worked at the Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve in the mountains of wherever that's at. I'm not gonna say that name. Reports on the murders say that clandestine, avocado farms had something to do with the two deaths. Mexican drug cartels have broken into the lucrative avocado business in the state of I'm going to say this wrong. Michoacán? Sounds like Michigan, but it's not like that. Where the most of the avocados imported to the U.S. come from. For several years, the cartels have been diversifying their portfolios to include a range of legal economies in addition to drugs, says Eduardo Moncada, an assistant political science professor. Sorry, I can't speak this morning. At Bernard College, avocados represent a major source of income in the state in Mexico, says Moncada, who is writing a book in part about extortion. They're extorting these farmers and shit and getting in. So they've made a legal business dangerous. And they're killing people over avocados now.
See, first you're like, let's have a drug war, and then now it's becoming the avocado war.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have done this. Maybe we shouldn't have empowered the cartels with a black market.
Maybe we shouldn't have made avocados so damn fucking popular.
Yeah, maybe white people need to
fucking avocado dudes.
Avocados are fucking delicious, though.
They are. I get it. Trust me. I love me some avocado toast. I am pure white girl over here, but it's not that I could live without it. It's not that big of a deal. Some people have
allergic.
avocado.
I'm allergic to avocado, so no fucking millennial basher can come at me because I'm like, dude, I'm allergic. Fuck you.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm not about that avocado.
Guacamole is a wonderful thing.
It is, but I have forsaken it.
What about, have you heard about that pill that they just made for people with peanut allergies? And
maybe
they're making progress on trying to desensitize people with peanut.
And then once you're done with the treatment, you keep taking the medicine, but then you eat 2 peanut M&Ms every night to maintain.
Dude,
whatever.
That's awesome.
No, look, I looked into this because I wanted to go back to my avocado eating days because I love guacamole and I'm all about that shit. But it's 3 to 5 years, and you have to go to the doctor to get the treatment because they're basically going to give you the thing that you're allergic to, and they're sort of responsible for giving that to you. So it's sort of inconvenient. You have to go and get these treatments at the hospital to for them to treat your allergy to whatever it is.
But are you allergic to avocado?
I am, and it's really sad. I'll eat it, and my mouth will get tingly and sort of swell, and my throat as well. And I'm just this is fucking bullshit.
My kid's father is allergic to the nacho cheese Doritos. The cheese on the Dorito makes his lips swell up.
I'm allergic to cranberries. I'm allergic to cranberries. So,
dude, it was late onset for me though, because I used to eat that shit all the time, and then all of a sudden.
Well, your immune system changes your taste buds. I didn't really realize that until I realized I had an allergy to cranberries. So, because I used to eat cranberries all the fucking time, cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving, all that shit. Never fucking, and then all of a sudden, I had a bad allergic reaction. I mean, it was I almost died. My fucking throat swelled, everything. It was horrible.
That happened to my dad with shellfish. He loved, I remember him teaching me how to eat steamers on a beach when I was 2 years old.
Oh man, that's harsh.
Yeah. So the man who he would go deep sea tuna fishing. This man loves everything about the ocean.
So sexual right there.
I swear to God, I had a buddy named Mickey. His literal name was fucking Mickey.
Yeah.
And he was this lanky fucking black dude. Yeah. Cool as hell, but he knew he was allergic the shellfish.
You still eat it.
But we would go, dude. We were both in the military together, so we'd go out in town, and I would see him like ordering this shit and like eating these shellfish. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he's like, it's too good. Like, and he would actually have like a fucking reaction, dude. Like, he'd break out. And, like,
Yeah. My
crazy
dad
shit
would
happen.
every once in a while. My dad would eat a stuffed shrimp or something, because like he'd still make this stuff for me because he knew I loved the stuff. But
Yeah.
It's hard to give
It
that shit
just,
up,
like,
dude.
yeah, it would like he would be on the toilet for like 2 days for the next
Yeah.
afterwards. Like it was
we-
so bad.
Well, we are into the second hour. And what do we do in the second hour, Missy?
We eat demand.
We eat demand. That means I tell you to give me money and you do it. Also, in the description below, we do have a Patreon from a lovely co-host, MissyAnn. If you want to drop her a few bucks for what she does on the show, we appreciate that highly. And also, with the man up my ass, Mr. Producer Man himself also has a Patreon down there as well. So please give him a few bucks for all the work he does on my show and many other shows. And of course, I have Patreon. I also have a Streamlabs and a direct link to PayPal. And I would appreciate it very, 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 very much if you throw me some damn money. So do it. You all are on the clock. If you hear my voice, you're on the
And if you're going to put a text in, be sure to do carried return so it doesn't go super long, so we can actually read it.
Yes.
Is
Jeez.
anybody on D Live right now? Is there fucking anybody over here?
You are.
I don't know.
D Live? What's D
I'll
Live?
Yeah.
jump on there.
What is-
D-Live is like
D-Live?
another
D-
streaming app.
Oh, okay. I should know about that.
Dude, I missed my treasure last time. I remember that was the last time I was on. Animancer fucking jacked all my treasure. Fuck that.
Mhm.
Fuck you, Animancer. I'm still mad about that.
I'm heading
shit.
over there now, dude. You're not gonna get it without a fight.
Fuck
Oh,
you,
no.
Animancer. I'm
It's
telling
on.
you that right
The
now because I
fight
can
for
do
the
that.
lemons.
They don't censor you on D Live. I can tell Animancer to go fuck off.
Call him an N-word on there.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
What?
That- I don't know, the fucking gods might smite me.
What your thoughts are on the recent
We're not
embezzlement-
talking about that. I mean, if I don't
That's
have
the
an
second
article.
time
for
he
it.
asked me to ask
I
you.
know.
I just didn't
I
want
know,
me-
but what Dark Master he always does is what Dark Master needs to realize that if this is not a regular stream where I just answer questions. If you want, and I don't know what you're talking about either. The embezzlement controversy, I only know very little about it.
You don't know about the embezzlement controversy? Come on.
Yeah, and I only have it's a big embezzlement.
I have
thing
no
going on in
idea
Mississippi.
what is.
It's happening here in Mississippi, and I don't really know. I don't really know what it's about, so I can't give my opinion on it. That's the main point. I don't know much about what's happening with that. I do know of the situation. I just don't know the details of the situation, so I couldn't give you an opinion.
So stop asking me to ask him shit. Damn it.
Word.
Yeah, I don't know everything that goes on in Mississippi. I don't really care that much about it anymore.
Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking do, man? You're gonna vote? You're gonna vote Mississippi, dude? Mississippi? You're gonna fucking replace these
Yeah, I
bitches?
still vote.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I and our Dark Matter as well. I don't know anything about the controversy either, so I'll look at it and see what it's about. But I haven't really kept up.
yeah,
on
I
that.
don't have any much information. I know what he's talking about it. I've heard about it a few times on the local news and stuff, but I don't know enough about it, buddy.
But sorry, Dark Master. I don't.
I'm usually in deep with politics all the fucking time, and I haven't heard anything about it. So yeah, must be like either new or just off the fucking radar. No one's talking
And
about.
don't get mad because I said that, Dark. I'll bitch everybody out at some point. Fuck off. Everybody gets bitched out about me at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You never bitch me out, pimp.
Yelled at me. I remember the first time he yelled at me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. By the way,
Oh,
John
fuck
Morgan.
off, John Morgan, you're a goddamn idiot. You
John
know-
Morgan. I do not recommend you poke the red eye because the red
I
eye.
was the one that timed you out last time anyway, you stupid cunt.
What the? I gotta pee, guys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
So speaking of politics, I got my ballot. I have a ballot today, right? And see here, I've got to go and about the party nomination, and these are the folks that I've got to consider.
Oh no! First name I saw was Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah,
Gross.
that's the current. That's the list. Of course, these are the people that qualified. So there are people that are on here that have dropped out of the race, but at the time that the ballots were printed, these were the folks there. So,
Dude, John Delaney.
Yeah.
Bring back John Delaney.
on that, but that's the current.
Is he on
current list.
there?
Yeah, let's see.
Did he even make it on the ballot?
Yes.
Oh
John
shit! Good
Delaney.
job, John Delaney. You fucking made it, bro.
So it's Marianne Williamson, Andrew Yang, La Defiante, John Delaney, Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders, Joe Sesek, John Steyer, Deval Patrick, Michael Bennett, Michael Bloomberg, Mosey Boyd, Cory Booker, Pete Buttigieg, Joseph Biden, Tulsi Gabbard, Mark Greenstein, Eugene Castro, Michael Enjar, and Elizabeth Warren. Those are the folks. I got to vote for one of those, and that's going to happen on
Vote for John Delaney.
on
Don't vote for him.
March 3rd. That's the March 3rd.
Oh man, you get to vote. You get to vote sooner than I do.
Be zany and vote Delaney.
So I am open to suggestions.
I honestly would say Bernie Sanders, but my love affair. with Bernie.
I am seriously considering Bernie Sanders is one of my top on my top interest list.
There's two. To me, there's only two on there that really matter, in my opinion. That's Bernie and Warren. That's the only two I really give a shit about, to be honest with you.
So Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders, Peter Buttigieg, and Elizabeth Warren are not in any order. Are people that I'm paying attention to more, but I'm willing to learn and even listen to ads. And I've got one of the things we do is we collect all the campaign literature that people send to us.
Oh, nice.
So then we get together. What if we get together and basically we look over the stuff and discuss and figure out stuff. So, but again, and there's more than just voting for the party nominee. There is state senators, state representatives. There's a couple of ballots measures. Sunnyvale has a measure B that I am supporting the no on B. In fact, I even have a sign that says no on B in my window. So
Got a whole fucking book going on.
yeah,
I can't wait to fill in those bubbles, dude. I really can't. I'm very excited this year.
So D, you think that Bernie Sanders is the best of the bunch so far?
Not only do I think that he has the best chance out of all of the Democratic candidates, I think he's probably got the most commitment to my particular worldview, the things I want to see happen. I don't think anybody matches at least his ideological strength and consistency on all of the issues that I care about the most. I feel like Elizabeth Warren is, well, she was a close second for me, but I think she really has kind of let me down recently over the last several months. I think her backpedaling on Medicare for all and her participating in more like moneyed politics in the general election. She says she's gonna do the fundraisers and all that in the general, which I think
bunch of lies from her. Really.
It defeats the purpose of
A politician lies? No.
Yeah.
What other
And
other
then
comments?
too, her attacks on Bernie Sanders. It wasn't. If you guys aren't aware, she has attacked him again. There was the assertion that he had said that a woman could not win in 2020. I frankly don't believe that at all. That's just me.
There's video evidence out there. I've played it on streams before where he said back in the 80s that a woman could be president. So
move on beyond. Why don't you move on beyond the Fox News talking points and talk about some of the other candidates?
Buttigieg? How about Buttigieg? That he has, honestly, in my opinion, he is like a caricature of a politician.
Okay.
I agree.
That's a really good analogy of that.
You're being homophobic right now.
One thing I've noticed is that the establishment has tried to first they tried to prop up Biden, and then they tried to flirt with the idea of trying to have Warren be their stand-in, and now they're trying to do it with Buttigieg. Are they just gonna try and keep doing it with everybody who's not Bernie?
Yeah, 'cause that's what Bernie people would say.
I'm Bernie's not my first candidate.
So D, if for some reason Bernie is not running by the time it comes around the Washington primary, let's say, who would you consider supporting and why?
If I got ranked choice voting,
Yeah.
If I got to pick a second, if I would vote Bernie number one, obviously. Number two, probably Elizabeth Warren.
Okay. And number three?
And that's just because of her late
Yeah.
like her policy proposals really did convince me that she was going to at least pursue a more progressive policy agenda.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's the closest I can get to that. And then after Elizabeth Warren, it becomes difficult because I don't trust Mayor Pete to do fuck all from my policy agenda. I think he's going to be like an Obama clone. And he's
my third would have to be Yang, I guess.
And I don't know about Yang because like healthcare is my number one issue, and he supports a public option. But then again, Tulsi Gabbard also backed off of Medicare for all.
But you have it's like if you had to do that, if you had to pick one, it couldn't be Warren, it couldn't be Biden. I mean, not Biden, but
I think
Bernie.
I might do Tulsi as a third, just because of her foreign policy is not perfect. She has flaws with her foreign policy, but I think that her as a candidate and what people believe about her, as far as like getting out of needless wars, I want to promote more of that message. So
the reason I picked Yang is because I just don't honestly. Gabbard she's never grabbed my attention, and I don't know why.
I was extraordinary. Gabbard's is a member of Congress, as he is, and I was extraordinarily disappointed in her political cowardice in abstaining on the articles of impeachment.
100% agree.
I respect people who voted no or voted yes for a reason. But to sit there and say, well, I'll abstain, it's like this one of the most important votes you can cast. And she decided to take, I think, the political cowardice. Sorry, Galen. She's a political coward. And so I really have a big problem with her in that thing. Now, I didn't say I would rule her out, but
yeah, I know.
No, I think it's okay for people to make you can make mistakes. Nobody's fucking perfect. I'm positive Bernie's at least made one fucking mistake. Right? I can't think of one right now.
I know he's made mistakes. He's a human being.
Like, I don't think I can judge Tulsi Gabbard on just one vote, but I feel you on that. That like I think she made the completely wrong decision. I think she deployed a cynical political calculus to the scenario when that was not what we needed as a country. We needed some principle. We needed somebody to back up the Constitution like she swore to do when she enlisted. She fucking didn't do that. She fucking knows better. She knows that the Constitution on a daily basis is being shitted upon, and that was her vote. Like, I was really caught off guard.
And I promise the next time that I talk to her, I will bring it up. I don't care if it's 10 years from now. I will say, by the way, I believe you did an act of political cowardice, and I'm extremely disappointed when it's me. These are things like declarations of war and other sort of critical votes, right? That some of the most important votes that are there. So I respect somebody who takes a different opinion. I don't respect somebody who says, "Oh, I'm going to abstain because of blah blah blah." No.
It's one thing for a common citizen to abstain from an election, right? But when you're an elected official or when you're any political figure, to refrain from doing your fucking job, which is to give your fucking vote. The people entrust you to make the right decision, so at least make a decision. If you can't be bothered to do that, then can you really be trusted as a leader? I don't know.
Exactly.
This is part of my problem with Warren. Is it's similar to the cynical calculus that Tulsi Gabbard. Like, she probably believes her own bullshit about why she made her decision. But I think similarly, like Warren can be misled with bad strategies. Like, she makes mistakes too. I honestly, like, looking back on it, releasing her detailed fucking method to pay for Medicare for all was not strategically wise at all. She thought it was going to put everything to bed, and it fucking didn't. And also her attack on Bernie Sanders, I think, was a major. I think she deployed that out of a strategy.
One thing I will say,
I think that was her strategy to overtake Bernie, but that wasn't the right thing to do, nor was that good for her campaign.
What about Amy Klobuchar? What do you think about?
I don't think anyone thinks about her.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough about her to have an opinion on her.
It was Trump called me the Snow Queen, so I asked him, "How would your hair fare in a blizzard?" have you heard that liner?
What?
Oh my god, dude!
That's the thing. That's her like.
No, she's told the same joke at like so many times at her campaign, and it like always comes with a fist bump. She's like, "See how your hair fares in a blizzard."
Yeah,
she's talking about clapping back at Trump on Twitter. Like that was like part of.
Imagine if they had like the presidential debate. Is that what you'd break out like as one of her talking points? Yeah. Well, what would your hair do in a blizzard?
Well, but again, the slogans are not really something I would use to vote for against some of those sort of cute little gimmicks. But as I say, that's a person, for example, that I don't know enough about. I mean, if you said you got to vote right now, I would probably be voting for Bernie Sanders.
I like people who talk about policy and their ideas rather than just, Trump's a bad guy, so let's take him down. You know what I mean?
On Klobuchar, I think she just does deserve a little bit of credit in this, and that she differs from Pete Buttigieg, in where Pete is pretending to be a progressive, much like Biden earlier lied about being the most progressive. Everybody's trying to sort of steal the thunder of Bernie Sanders igniting a movement in 2016 to an extent. Elizabeth Warren did the same thing. But Amy Klobuchar, she's just like straight up, no, I don't believe in this bullshit. I don't have a progressive agenda. We have our disagreements. Yes, I have worked with Bernie Sanders before, but she's really put herself out there as like I'm the legitimate, like moderate choice. If you choose me, that's who I am. And I think she's been probably the most transparent about being that.
Do you think the establishment will try and prop her up eventually, like they have been with these?
I think they've been trying. Why do you think they've been asking her debate questions in the fucking like all these debates, and she's like polling less than 1%? Like they redirected to Amy Klobuchar so many times. They're like, please take off, please be successful, and she just couldn't fucking do it. Like
So part of my voting has got to determine people that I'm interested in. There certainly are 4 people I've determined that I'm going to vote. I would not vote for, and there are 3 that I'm considering, which Bernie Sanders is kind of leading the list, and there are 4 that I'm thinking about, but I'm not quite sure yet. So, and I'm studying. So I appreciate the information.
No.
Oh, that's I love talking about this shit. Honestly.
I don't.
John hates it.
I do. That's okay. We have to talk about it sometimes because it's important issues.
That's
just
true.
like gonorrhea.
But
we
again,
can still turn politics into poop jokes. We do that all the time.
I mean, it's just like gonorrhea. I mean, we should talk about it sometimes. Don't mean I have to enjoy it.
You got to know what it is. You got to know.
I mean, it's true.
I mean, I have gonorrhea. Don't mean I have to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm bringing it up because I need to do my duty. I take voting seriously, and I appreciate people.
Well, who is the 3 that leads? You said Bernie is at the top.
Well, these are top of the ticket interests, and I think Bernie is there. Is Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, and Bernie Sanders, right? The people that are in the running but are probably not something I'd be interested in is Buttigieg, Mike Bloomberg, Deval Patrick, and Andrew Yang. But I've moved them back and forth, so they're not.
Now, Bloomberg's an interesting one. That's an interesting one to me.
So they're interesting, viable candidates, but I'm not in the. It's not in the. I really like it. And then Michael Bennett, Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, and Joe Biden are in the no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I'll vote for any one of these motherfuckers.
Yes, me too.
I understand that. I say no, thank you means I won't vote. This I think is a big important point for those cultists that have a candidate that have a cult-like following. Yes. Is consider what you're doing, consider your impact, come the
Exactly.
general election.
I was just gonna bring that up. Like we're ripping each other apart right now.
Yes.
Like whoever comes out of this with the fucking nomination, I mean, Trump's gonna have a ton of fucking ammo made by fucking Democrats, Democratic candidates, and the fucking voter base, and the Republicans and the fucking Trump and his fucking base. They're all gonna use those talking points,
And
all those memes, and all that shit against whoever fucking goes up. So yeah, you can take your criticisms lightly, or
because I honestly believe that
or
a
choose
lot
them
of
wisely.
a lot of Bernie fans, which I'm a Bernie fan, a lot of Bernie fans did not vote last time because it wasn't Bernie, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Let me take this opportunity to again rip on TJ, who did this Bernie Sanders sycophant thing and decided because of the whole Bernie Sanders, the didn't get the nomination, that he stayed home. But he, I believe, was a resident of the state of Washington, and the state of Washington had some very critical ballot measures that he chose not to vote on, right? And had some, and even if he, I don't know if he was at that time was a resident of Washington or Louisiana, but he had votes to place, even if he chose not to cast a vote for president. Staying home is a stupid thing to do.
I agree with that. I do agree.
And I will again condemn him for the stupidity of my candidate didn't win the party nomination, so I'm going to stay home. Right? No, there are other things on the ballot that you can consider. Yeah. There are local measures likely, and there are county measures and state measures and so forth, and those are things. So I respect if someone said, I looked at all the candidates for presidential election, and I'm not going to vote for any of them. Mm-hmm. I can respect that, assuming you looked at all the candidates. But to sit there and say, my candidate didn't win, so I'm not going to vote at all. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame.
If you were going to vote in the first place if your candidate did win.
Yeah.
Why change that? Like everything should count still. Like.
Yeah.
We need to see some tips. We ain't seeing no tips, and I'm getting pissed off and angry, and I'm gonna stab somebody.
Oh damn!
No, let's tip. So anyway, I apologize for derailing on politics, but again, I'm open to being convinced. Yeah. It's part of doing
vote Pimpmunk.
Are you running for something?
I'm running from the police. I would vote for a rock this time, as long as I can try to help get Trump out of there. I don't give a fuck.
But I think Tex Rambler 61. I think the reason why people quote hate politics is because they approach it in a tribal way, or they approach it like a football team. Yep. And I admire, for example, people that are loyal to a football team and do rah stuff. But that kind of antics in how this country is run, how your state is run, how your county is run, how your city is run is not good, right? So don't be a sort of like a football like fan for the leading candidates.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the people who complain about this type of stuff are usually the people who stay home. So I just want to point that out too.
But I agree with you. I don't hate politics. In fact, I actually ran for political office and won and had a good time. Did my duty and then left. Retired.
Yeah.
Did your duty to prove that booty?
Yeah, I was. In fact, I when I left, I had an 83% approval rating. So people liked it. And there were fewer laws in the books, and we had more money in the bank. So.
Well, I approve you.
I do too, Landon. You should run again. Landon for president. Let's do that.
I would vote for Landon.
I'd vote for Landon.
I might even vote for D. Too.
I would not vote for D ever.
I wish I could. Honestly, I think I've spoiled my chances with all this YouTube fuckery.
but seriously, D, if you were in the Senate and you get to say kind of things you get to say on here.
Honestly, I like to think I would be like my idol, but I don't. I would be so afraid of making mistakes. Like honestly, Bernie Sanders is my ideal politician. Somebody who had the fucking right vision from the start, never fucking gave up on it, took shit his whole fucking life for it. You know.
I respect him, but like I could
like
never
to
look up
to your fucking
like
dying day, dude. Could you imagine Like,
You don't know that
Bernie
he's
can
done that. He
retire.
hasn't died yet.
No, but look, Bernie wrote a fucking book. You know, he planned strategically throughout his whole fucking life, his finances and shit, and he's built himself up. He made some money off of this book sale. He is a millionaire. He could easily retire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I'm over here busting my ass in a factory, you know, every fucking day. And that's all I fucking think about is a time that I could totally check out of the world and go just live in my house and play my video games and do all my shit. But Bernie Sanders, it does not have any fucks to give like that. He's like, nope, I'm in the fucking Senate, dude. I'm running for fucking president. I'm doing all this fucking shit. Like, to the last minute.
Tell Clark he need to shut his damn kids up.
That's not mine, dude. That's not mine.
Somebody got some crying ass kids in the background.
I know.
I got teenagers. My kids don't cry.
It's
I don't
not
know
mine,
who's
dude.
there.
It's not my spawn.
It ain't
It's
me.
It's got to be Landon's kidnapped victims.
No, actually, my roommate.
Probably, yeah.
My roommate's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
but do tip. But do tip.
okay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank you, Gage, for the $5 tip. By the way,
Oh,
Thank you, Gage.
Yay, Gage. Yay.
appreciate it.
fucking kids can just get fucking pissed sometimes, dude, for no
They do.
reason.
They get angry.
Same
They
with
do.
adults, too.
My kid, back in the summertime, he thought that I locked him out of the house,
Oh no.
and we there's a porch, but you can't get up to it from the ground. Like, it's only on the back, but the door was open, so the screen door was there. He could have just shouted, "Come unlock the damn door!" But instead, he proceeded to kick the door like 20 times and separate the whole door frame from the house.
Sweet.
Mm.
People think
I
I
love
have
my
kids. That's
child.
hilarious.
I love my child. I
He would
love
have
my
some
child.
fucked up kids.
Dude, just I do not have any children, guys. They're not
Thank-
mine.
Thank everything.
Rest assured, dude, I have not fucking breeded. Bread.
By the way,
Bread?
what
Is
is
it bread or breeded? I don't
Bread,
honestly
it's
know.
bread, yeah.
Is it bread?
What did Gage contribution come with a message or just a
I'm looking. I have to pull it up. All I did was get the alert on the phone. I'm going over there and looking now. So. Yeah, probably. He said it did. And it's being very slow to pull. Okay. Henrik Ibsen's last words. A nurse said, "You look better today."
Huh?
Let me
Oh,
see.
damn.
Wait a minute. Okay, he says, "You look better today." He said, "On the contrary," then he died. There you go.
I don't know if you should be insulted.
That's kind of funny. I'm sorry. I'm going to hell.
Yeah. We need to see some more tips, man. I'm gonna strangulate Missy over here if I don't get tips. Seriously, I'm gonna choke her to death.
TP tips?
I heard this. There's this comedian named Miss Pat. She's a very funny black chick. She was telling a joke the other day. I heard her, and it was very funny. She said she used to deal. And this is a true story, by the way, but she used to deal drugs, and she used to deal them in front of her kids' school.
Oh.
And she got arrested, and she said her daughter said, "Mom, why do you deal drugs in front of my school?" She said, "Bitch, I was here first." Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that? That fucking there's a video that's going viral right now about this like PTA meeting or something like that. This Mexican guy is got a microphone and shit, and he's like talking about how he goes home and his kid's getting bullied and his kid's crying. And then there's this like George Costanza looking motherfucker, like this fucking pasty ass white dude who pipes up and he's like, "Why don't you go back to Mexico?" Did you guys see that shit?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't. I seen the picture. Oh, you posted. Does this guy like George Costanza? No, I haven't. Well, so what was it again? Explain it again.
Well, basically, this guy was talking about how his kid was getting bullied in the school. He's a Mexican, and in the middle of this meeting, this this guy, I swear, he looks like just like George Costanza from
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. And he's like, well, why didn't you stay in Mexico? He said something like that.
That's a legitimate question.
No, it's not. The dude had been living there for like several decades, and
Why
was like,
didn't he stay in Mexico though, Dave? I'm curious now.
has no bearing though on like what his complaint is. Like he moved to the United States.
Wants to know, dude.
You know, he immigrated here. He's got a fucking kid here in our school system, and his kids getting fucking, you know, bullied and shit.
But I sincerely want to know, why didn't he stay in fucking Mexico?
You know, well, he actually answered that question.
Did he? What was
He
his
did.
name?
He did. He actually gave the George Costanza looking motherfucker a chance to take the mic and say his piece. But of course, the fucking like, you know, racist asshole didn't want to take the fucking microphone. So he's like, I'll tell you why. He's like, I'll tell you why. Because America is the best country in the world.
But that's a lie.
You know, like whatever. He's just like, he loves his country, though, is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
We are not the best country in the world. That's a fucking lie. And anyways, Pepita, don't be an idiot. Says, shut up, Pimp. This is not a good thing. I really thought this was a good thing. I really wasn't joking at all, Pepita. No, it wasn't called a fucking trying to be a jokester on a comedy show. No, I wasn't doing that at all.
Dude, probably the best thing about this video, though, is like much like George Costanza's character would get himself into like a fucked up situation where he didn't know what to do. That was basically what this guy did, because like everyone else was like, what the fuck? Like he was basically everyone was like, fuck you, dude. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. And he basically made himself look like an asshole. I think 99% of everybody else in the room was like, oh, this fucking guy really said that shit? What?
That's
At
funny.
least we know why he left Mexico. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He liked America better.
For a lie.
Yeah.
The dude's kid, actually, the George
I would've
Costanza
believed
looking
him.
guy, the dude's kid came back on Facebook and was talking about it, and that shit got a little circulation where he's like, yeah, my dad's a fucking asshole, basically. Fuck that guy.
You do know that the Mexican guy lied, and here's why. Because if he'd have said, I'm here to sell oranges, I'd have believed him.
Oh, come on, man. That's just wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You took this
What?
heartwarming story, just, you know, turned it into
Dark
Oh, it's like we ain't never seen a
Dark
Mexican sell.
times.
Oh, it's like we ain't never seen a Mexican sell oranges. Oh, it's never happened ever. No,
Oh no, but you know what? The guy, the dude actually is like some kind of fucking engineer. Like he's like he's not like some
can
fucking
engineer some oranges out of a
orange
basket.
slinging fucking Mexican person. The dude's got like more fucking like accolades than probably the Costanza looking guy who's probably just bent about his poor economic situation in life. So he's just fucking with some Mexican guy. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Shut up, Pimpmunk. If you don't think this is the greatest country in the world, then get out. Like it or love it or leave it, motherfucker.
How stupid is that, though, that saying? Like, love it or leave it? Really? Really, though? Like, that's not democratic at all. What the fuck?
That's the way I was with my ex-wife. Thought I didn't love her, so I left it.
Oh.
Yeah.
In some instances it works.
Yeah.
We have democracy, so we can fucking bitch at each other about shit. Come on.
I agree with Gage, by the way. If you think this is the greatest country, then you should be happy enough to tolerate those that criticize it.
Well said, Gage.
Ooh, sick burn, dude.
Yeah, but Peter said you can get out too. All right, that's pretty good for me. I like it. Okay. So, anyways, let me see if I got any tips. None. You bitches suck.
Yeah, it's because you took
Yeah,
George
choke me,
Costanza's
guys.
side, man. You played the wrong fucking horse.
He's gonna choke me.
I mean, like, I wasn't stretching the fucking truth. I mean, if you honestly tell me you ain't never seen a Mexican sell oranges, really? They're called stereotypes for a reason.
Roses?
They're called stereotypes for a reason, goddammit. Anyways. I think this country has potential, but by many metrics, not the greatest. I think we live in a great country. I love my country. I really do. But to say we're the greatest, that means we're the best at everything.
Yeah,
And we're not the best at everything.
I don't like that egotism because when you think that you're the best at everything, you stop trying and you stop trying to become better, and then inevitably people will rise up and become real competition, and then before you're even able to get your fucking bearings, there'll be another fucking country.
Man, Kyle Kalinske has a great point on American exceptionalism, basically this whole America's number one thing, and I can't help but agree with him. Like, what's a synonym for exceptional? Supreme, right? Like, you're basically an American supremacist. You think you're better than fucking everyone and anything else. That's like it's a fucked up. It's basically white supremacy.
So I think it's one of the problems with that quote, "We are number one" jingoism is that you then don't see any reason to improve. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We need to fix this. We need to address that. And you say, well, but we're number one. And I think that's the thing. And by the way, I do disagree with Red Eye on the walls. I don't think we make good walls, given some of the walls are falling over. The other walls aren't effective. I think we're good at paying people to make walls, but I don't think the walls are being effective.
Yeah. I think we need a country in which we're always encouraged to do better, and like we live in a good country and everything. Like, I'm not going to deny that, but we to say that we're the best at everything, it's just like you said, it leads to stagnation of not only creativity, but also scientific and research and shit like that. I don't know. There's just so much more that we have so much more potential than we actually fulfill.
Doesn't it also contradict some of our like core religious values as like a quote unquote Christian nation? Pride before the fall, right? That's like the beginning of the fucking story of the Christian faith, and yet you want to carry around this America number one like we are the fucking best. That's the most prideful shit that you could ever like subscribe to, is that you're that America by default does better than everyone else regardless.
I'd rather say America make it better as opposed to we're number one.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
I have some friends in the UK that think that it's really, really weird when they come over here or they see pictures over here where there's so many flags displayed.
Yeah,
they're like, we don't do that.
One other thing I've noticed too, though, is that it's not just Americans who do it. Like I saw something on social media recently where some Canadian it was just a bunch of cherry picked, like a long cherry picked like list of reasons why Canada's so much better, and if you live in America, then you don't get to have any take on anything at all because your country sucks. And I'm like, well, can't you see that you're just doing the same fucking thing that some Americans say, where it's like, oh, our country's so much fucking better than you, and we're better than all of you. It's
but
like,
they are.
They are still better than America. Certain country,
I would say they're better than America.
It's
in many ways they are.
I mean, sure they are. Yeah, sure they are in a lot of ways. But like, who fucking cares? Like, that's not an excuse to say, oh, because I live in this country that has a higher quality of life because I'm more privileged than you, I'm a better fucking person. Really?
The thing that pisses me off about it is like, and I hate to bring you up, Pimpmunk, but like, this is the South is littered with these motherfuckers who think that we're the greatest thing on the fucking planet, right? But like in their own communities, it's like the very worst, like on many metrics, healthcare, infrastructure, education, like all these fucking things. But I'm just saying, like, where that American exceptionalism is concentrated is in like the worst parts of the fucking country, where they have the worst experience, yet they think that they're on top somehow. But they're really, really not.
Well, compared to Africa.
I mean, and that's how far they have to fucking go, right? Like, so they like to think they're better than California, but like,
not everywhere, man. Not in fucking places like Flint. Not in the places that get fucking looked over. Not in all the fucking Native American fucking settlements that we're supposed to, give them a fucking decent place to live. And they're fucking like third world nations. Have you seen some of those fucking Native American settlements? They're fucking terrible. No one gives a shit about them.
That's because we shouldn't.
Oh yeah.
Well, Red Eye is suggesting that you deport D, but deport D to Australia?
Someone wants me to run for fucking president, dude. I would
there's
not
some
be
of those.
good at that.
I think it'd be good as a senator.
You know what? I would definitely cast a lot of votes that would be very progressive. I would do that.
I do just want to say that there's one Native American settlement which is literally bigger than most states, and it gets completely ignored and forgotten. That's really sad to me.
Oh yeah, the Native Americans have it rough in some areas.
A lot of America actually.
Yeah.
Well, some of the reservations.
Not the casino owners, but
No. Yeah, I think they're doing just
okay.
fine, yeah.
they're doing all right.
Dude, so many communities have it fucking rough throughout the
Yes.
United States, man. Like, it's not just the South and shit. Like honestly, the crap sandwich that everyone's having to eat, you're eating it in every state, in every single
there's
district,
a
like
huge
all
poverty.
over this
Right
fucking
amount
country.
of salt on it, it's okay.
That's what these politicians are trying to sell us. Yeah,
They're
basically.
selling us seasoned shit. That's right. Anyways, fuck them in the butt, and tip me.
And tip me.
Tip Pimpmunk. I don't believe Red Eye that D and Spikes would get along. They seem to have kind of opposite personalities.
Who's on these spikes?
There is a senator in Australia that the civil service called Spikes because the reason why she's called Spikes is because they say don't F with her. She's a really apparently it's quite harsh to people that are doing their job, running the show.
Oh, so she's like a like status quo hugger type.
No, she's actually is kind of this she's founded the One Nation Party, right? And so she's a Australia First type person, and then she got arrested and put in jail, and then she got released from jail, and now she's a senator again. So.
Oh wait, is she like is she doing Australia First, like off of the America First Trump thing?
Well, she was trying to keep certain people out of Australia, and she decided to go from the I don't like Asians and I don't like so forth too, and I don't like Muslims, but because Muslims aren't a race, then she's not a racist. Look up Pauline Hanson. She's
damn.
Hey, I got a question for you. How bright is that goddamn room on the other side of the door?
I know, dude. Like it's the fucking the angels are singing.
It's Aurora Borealis. It's Aurora Borealis. Yes.
When you die, that's the door you go through to go into life.
That's the afterlife, guys. Don't worry.
I want to say, don't go into the light, D. Don't go into the light.
Don't do it.
That's bright as hell.
How's that? Is that fucking better?
I just noticed. I looked over. I was like, God damn, that other room's got to be fucking. You get a suntan just walking into that room.
Yeah, dude. That's where there's a big window out there, and it just shines on the floor, and then comes I have to block that out when I sleep because it will shine at me because I sleep. I work graveyard for people who don't know.
Yeah.
So I have to block out the sun. I've got a fucking window right here, but I had to get those Walmart blackout curtains, dude, to fuck you sunlight, because I can't sleep if there's any sun, any light. I have to be basically dead.
You would
sleep.
So Antarctica would be torturous for you.
Probably.
Either sleep all the time, sleep 6 months, and then go crazy for 6 months.
What do you guys do when you're laying down and you're going to sleep? What if light is in the room? Does that?
That bothers the fuck out of me.
Actually, you have to. You need to get wraparound sunglasses because when you're going to
anxiety.
When you go to sleep, your tents are heated by ultraviolet light coming through the tent into the floor and then being absorbed and re-rated as heat. Is one of the things because you're under the ozone hole, so you have to keep your sunglasses on and eye protection on all the time, and you have to put SP100 on your face and so forth because you'll get a sunburn inside indoors because you want the sunlight coming in to keep you warm because otherwise it gets really really cold as opposed to just slightly cold.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
So, but it's okay because you're supposed to you strip down your skivvies. and then shiver, and then you get into the double down sleeping bag, and your shivering sort of wakes it up, warms it up gently. And meanwhile, you have your sunglasses on because you'll get ultraviolet light will go through your eyelids and will burn you and so forth. So you need to have permanent eye shades.
No,
on.
Landon, I would love to go with you to Antarctica, but I will not be able to for reasons. That sounds terrible.
I think I'd have an anxiety attack if I had to experience that. That just sounds man.
Yeah, so you end up saying, well, it's when the sun's over there, it's time to go to sleep, and the sun's over there, it's time to wake up, right? You just
just like when you go to sleep, do you like put yourself in a sleeping bag and like turtle up, just like zip it, you're like a caterpillar?
You can do it, or you can go up to your neck, depending on what you want to do. If you bundle up too much, then you start, urinating,
sweating,
get out and pee,
right?
And that's he is at low temperatures hard.
Don't you sweat though too? Like, don't you sweat a lot?
You want to avoid sweating because the sweat percolates out to the freezing line, and it gets frozen, and then you lose lots of. So if you get too much clothing on, then you'll go get cold.
Oh, man, dude, that just sounds like such a nightmare.
Yeah, that makes
it's like a delicate balance.
Yeah, and so that's why when you're ready to go outside, you sort of figure out what the temperature is, and you figure out, and you bundle up or unbundle depending on. It's all about layers, but yes, you need to be able to have be able to sleep when it's light, or use really significant eye shades.
That's what I would have to do.
Oh my god!
I'm that way with noise though too. Do you guys use like a noise machine to make noise when you go to sleep?
That's the big thing is pretty when the wind doesn't blow, there's nothing to make a sound. There's no radio, there's no TV, there's no cars, airplanes. You can hear your heartbeat, which freaks out some people because
I would imagine on a clear night the stars are beautiful too because there's like zero light pollution.
Yeah, but it's also cold as hell on the night, so you want to stay there during the daytime. You want to go there because the day lasts for 6 months, right? So you have a 6-month day, and it's
right. You wouldn't go.
So as I say, Dee, you either learn to sleep when it's light, or you die.
I would die. I would be the dead person on the crew. Like
you can't stay there overnight
to die from not being able to sleep.
We just push you outside, and you become a decicle.
Yeah. And I'll hold the flag. Just put me your flag in my hand, and I'll just stand out there. I'll be the flag, dude. Landon was here.
Oh my god.
So John Morgan literally put his tip on hold that he gave earlier because I guess I pissed him off.
Well, you know what?
We tried to explain to John Morgan.
Hold that shit.
We tried to explain to John Morgan that we couldn't read it.
I think he got pissed off because he got timed out because he was making insults in the chat room.
Yeah, you may want to be careful about his tips.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got proof that he gave them willingly. Huh. So, yeah. Don't be a dick, John Morgan.
Or again, had you gone and either on text typed it in or done another tip where you put carriage returns, because literally half of it was on, maybe a third was on this side beyond the screen, and the other third was there. We're going to see the center third, and it's something about, what does it say? Something about, I forget it. So we couldn't read it because the text was off the screen.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, so sorry.
So sorry. But anyways, we got a few more minutes. We got about 10 more minutes, actually. So let's see some tips come in from some of you lovely people that won't put it on hold.
Don't hold tips. Let them be free.
I see that Mr. Bolin, sir, is in the room. Hello there, Bolin, sir. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, fuck Bolin. Oh, Bolin catches gonorrhea at the mouth.
He says a lot of mean things to me.
Because you're
so mean.
Because you're a bitch.
So why though? Why do I have to be the bitch?
I don't know. I ask myself that all the time. Why does
you gotta explain it to me because I just don't know what to do.
You're the bitch. I'm not the one being the bitch. You're being the bitch.
Everybody's mean to me.
You have to
say
ask
mean
yourself, why am I
I'm-
being a bitch? You have
I'm
to ask
I'm
yourself.
I'm not mean to you.
No, Landon.
Yeah.
Landon's nice to me. He doesn't treat me like a bitch. You know. You gotta explain yourself, pimp. What is
I-
this? How
I'm
do you let this go down in your chat room?
because
where
you're a
I'm
bitch.
just assaulted. I'm assaulted. Assaulted.
Well, at least you're not a peppered.
I'm gonna call the fucking cops on Bowling.
You're gonna sue. You're gonna sue.
Oh, I know Bolin's good folk. I hope I'm things
Bowling.
are interesting, Bolin, and I hope things are going well with you in your new situations. So
I don't. I hope they're going horrible.
Man.
you got 8 minutes to tip.
8 minutes. Nobody's tipping today. This sucks. Where the fuck is PT Ham?
Where are my anime people in the chat, dude? I wanna know. I wanna know.
see a $73.13 tip right now.
Dude, all the weebs just give a fucking dollar, dude. Let me know you exist. Let me know you're there. That you really care. I'm the resident weeb, dude. You gotta fucking support me somehow.
I tell you, I don't.
Weebs unite.
Seriously, I have an anime profile picture. I'm legit.
He's a little,
Yeah. Yep.
he's a little bitch.
Oh, Underhaven. Hello there, Underhaven.
Fuck him too.
What? That's me.
Anyways, I'm opening up the chest right now on the
Oh
D-Live.
shit! I am ready. Fuck you, Animaster. Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
I'm gonna
Fuck
spam
you,
the
Ian.
chat a
Fuck
little
you.
bit.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Spam in the chat. Spam in the chat. Give me my treasure, you fucking whore. Whore.
Well, it's not letting me do it. Okay, wait a
No.
minute.
Oh no, I'm ready, dude. You better fucking
Well, it's not letting me do it for some
better
reason.
do it right now.
It won't let me distribute. It's what I'm saying. There's not enough.
We're in the chat, dude. We're typing.
There's not enough activity apparently.
It says I will have to wait a little bit longer before I can type.
I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe the chat is rate limited. Run a moment.
Dude, we typed like 8 things. I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
what the
wait, there we
hell?
go. Like, where did we start, dude? We didn't type that much today. We really didn't. We really
No, we
didn't.
didn't. I tried, but
We fucking didn't even get enough to get treasure today. I'm so
No.
fucking mad. I never get any more treasure.
You get no treasure.
Y'all need to fucking show up in the D Live chat next time. Seriously.
man, what the?
Next
Aw,
time,
man.
maybe.
Seriously. This is
I want
fucking...
to take these treasure again.
I need to you owe me some of that treasure. You need to fucking give it to me.
No, I don't. I don't know you.
No, we had this conversation, dude.
No,
Like,
I didn't know you that. You should
No,
have clicked
you
on
guys
this treasure
did.
if you wanted it.
You did talk
Thank
about
you for the
it.
$2 tip from whoever that was from. Appreciate it.
Who? Thank you, $2 tipper. I don't know who you are.
how many lemons do I need to give you a lemon? Oh, it's one. Oh, hold on. Oh, dude, look, I just donated a lemon to Pimpmunk on D Live. Did you see that, Pimp? I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna give you another fucking lemon. 2 lemons now. 2
Give me
lemons.
all
Aw.
Give me all the lemons.
How many lemons do you have, Animaster?
That's sweet.
504.
All right. So we got to do a bidding war right now. People need to go over to fucking D Live right now and fucking give whatever lemons. I can give you. Oh, look at that! Boom! I just gave you. I'm emptying my lemons, dude. I'm emptying my lemons on you.
Oh,
All right, fuck the lemons.
Oh
dude.
wow.
I'm doing it.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
just continuously pushing the button. How many lemons can you give, Animator?
So we
I'm
got
giving
one-
all my lemons.
We got 4 minutes left of the show. I'm gonna rip through this article right quick. This Florida man calls cop on man he was robbing. There's a man called the cops to tell them he'd just been shot at two times. I don't know why they said at 2 times. Shot 2 times, but they said at 2 times. Then admitted he stabbed the man after robbing him. So he calls the police because he got shot because he stabbed a guy.
What a pussy.
wow! I
So
think
the
he's
police
confused.
shot him, so we called the police.
And he called the police on the guy. Said, "This guy shot me twice." He didn't mention that he just stabbed the guy first.
And he was robbing him.
He was robbing him. Yes,
Oh,
That's
but how do you
hilarious.
know? How do you know how that went down?
because that's what they said in the article. D. Goddamn.
That doesn't mean it's true.
I'm just reading what the article says, buddy.
Maybe this guy was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking rob you," and he's like, "Stab." Bang,
Man,
bang.
truth or D, at it again.
Right? How do you know who acted first?
Stop listening to
Good
InfoWars, D.
It's conspiracy, dude.
You're not being a truther here, dude.
It's not letting me give you
Ah!
any more.
Why is these bitches not tipping, man? Come on.
So somebody
Spirit
tipped
says
$2
she
too.
was. Spirit says she was the one that tipped the $2.
I appreciate
Oh.
you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
That was sweet of you.
Spirit Flame 3222.
I like
Yeah.
Spirit.
Thank you, thank you. Yay.
Spirit's all right. She's one of the very few people that I like anymore. No, I'm joking. I
Dude,
like her.
Dark Reno just rolled a fat ass blunt. What are you gonna do with your blunt? The world must know.
They're going to inject it.
Mhm.
That's how the
Yeah.
blunts work, right? You just
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
to your
you take your
veins.
blunts.
So,
put them in
so
my eyes.
what happens if you give
Damn them.
Pimpmunk all these lemons?
Nothing.
What does it?
I
What do you
have
mean
to
nothing
say,
fucking
well, nothing
happens?
because I have to I have to give you guys the lemons to give to me, and that's just basically not
Yeah.
making me any money.
No.
How do you? So you give me the lemons and I give you the lemons. When do you get money?
When I get up enough to cash in, however, all we're doing is just swapping them back and forth.
Why do
Mhm.
we swap? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But you get to give more lemons each time. So do you get more
I'm giving
lemons
my
every day?
lemons away to doing that though.
But is there like an exchange rate of your lemons to our lemons?
I don't know about that.
Or is it a matter that as you give lemons, you get lemons, you're able to get more lemons?
Or the more people that are in there, the more lemons you're able to give, or something.
Dude, I'm like giving you all my lemons right now. I'm refilling your lemons.
So what has the American Nightmare 3 trying to ask?
Well,
what
that's
kind
because
of
I
question?
just stopped the show to answer somebody's random fucking questions, Spec. That's what I do.
So,
As does I still support Warren. Yes, I do.
okay. All right. And I might, and I might end up voting for her, although she's
I was-
number 2.
I also support Bernie. I support both of them. At this point, I really don't give a shit if it's either one of them. Is all I care about.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that is how I feel at this point.
When does Mississippi vote?
I don't know.
Or shipper? I don't know.
I don't know exactly.
I don't know.
I
don't
should
even know when that shit. I don't know. I had like this fucking thing all like already printed out, but I don't have it right now.
I'm gonna give this, if it's okay with everybody. I'm gonna go an extra 5 minutes. Give people time to make up for their bullshittery of not tipping and tip.
Mhm.
March? Is it
March
March?
10th.
Yeah,
March 10th.
March 10th is coming up, dude. So yeah.
I knew it was around March. I just
Dude,
didn't know
it's
what.
February 10th. What the
Yeah.
fuck? I didn't realize it was already
Yeah.
that day.
I
you
knew
got
it
a
was
straight
in
month.
March. I just didn't know when.
You gotta make up your mind, dude. You got 1 month
In
before
Mississippi,
the
though.
final countdown.
Yeah, it's Mississippi, though. We all know who's getting that vote when it comes president time.
Well, look, you know what? Like that, like you shouldn't think that way, dude. You never know. Your people could surprise you. I mean,
No,
they
they could.
probably fucking won't, dude. Like I'll
No,
be real with you. They
They're
probably
definitely
won't.
not going to surprise me. Not
But you
yet,
know what?
anyway.
You could you could be that small little like grain of change on this big mountain of people that eventually built
I
up.
mean, yeah, someone
take
needs to be
over.
the person who starts doing it. Like, it needs to start
I've
with
been
someone
doing this
who
shit
goes,
for years. What are you
Dude,
doing?
how many
I know,
people around
I know,
you feel
but-
that way? You know, how many people feel that way where they're like, "Fuck, it's never gonna change," and they just stay home. You gotta
It's
grab
true.
those people,
I'm sure that's a
dude.
big part of the issue. That's a huge
It
issue in
is.
this country. That's why we only have 2 parties in this country.
Like if I was a
Uh-huh.
Republican in
Yeah,
Washington,
more than
I
two
would
parties.
feel
It's
very
just two
similar.
parties that matter.
Like I've lived in blue states my entire life, so like I kind of get when you're like, oh well, I know when my state's never gonna be,
Yeah.
never gonna be on my side.
I mean, but it seems
Yeah,
like
my
state
state's all blue too.
of Washington, east of the Cascades is very different than west of the Cascades for the most part.
Yeah.
If you talk about it in general.
I mean, we definitely have. There's definitely some representation here for, of course, the Republican Party. There are a lot of people here with conservative views, but I mean, when it all fucking pans out, I mean, you look historically, like sometimes just states don't seem to change. That's one of the reasons I say fuck the Electoral College. Let's get ranked choice voting. Let's make sure everyone's vote counts and matters.
I would like to see that. It would take a constitutional amendment
Yeah.
and get
I
it.
would-
But there are a bunch of states that have been trying to say, okay, if majority of states support this, then they're going to award electoral college based upon who wins the popular vote.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't like this coin flip shit. You've been reading about this coin flip nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh well, so and so got like 200 votes, and another person got like 100 votes. We have to flip a coin. It's like, wait, that's not a fucking tie, dude. Why are you flipping a coin? I don't get it. Like honestly, that's where I'm at. But maybe there's something I don't understand about it.
Are they saying that there's a margin of error, that if you have top candidates within a margin of error, then they flip a coin?
I don't know. I've seen some footage of people flipping coins, and I imagine that extrapolates to districts. I think it's like just districts are gonna flip a coin
If our
to
politics are
decide.
decided on a fucking coin flip, then we live in a fucking joke of a country. Let's be
Right?
honest.
Like
Yeah.
that's my thinking on it. Like holy fuck! Like why? That's such a ridiculous. A coin flip should never exist in a
A
democracy.
fucking
That's
child
fucking
solution
ridiculous.
to a problem is a coin flip. So I guess
Right.
it is appropriate.
Well, imagine if the 2 top candidates have the exact same number of votes.
But only in that situation. But if somebody stretched it out to say like there's a margin of coin flippage, like that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rule is, why they do this. I've just seen some on the sideline, shit about it. But I know they're flipping coins. I just don't know what that actually means. That sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's about time to head out.
Happy
here.
birthday to Gar, by the way. Apparently, Gar's birthday is today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Mm.
Happy birthday. We appreciate you. I recognize that both sides are dog shit, but I personally can't stand the right wing more. Yeah, well, we understand that.
Mm.
That's the way it goes. These dogs.
Yeah, dude. I grew up in a right wing conservative family too, so I'm right there with you. But they always told me, well, the older you get, the more conservative you get. And dude, I'm at the point where I'm like looking at guillotines on Amazon and like I'm fucking ready to go. Like they were totally wrong.
Most of my uncles and stuff were all like red wing. Yeah, red wing. I don't know why I said right wing. But my mom was actually a liberal growing up, so I was raised by a liberal woman. So yeah, there you go. I had that advantage.
Yeah,
I was raised by a hippie.
Thank you,
Same
Mama.
here, man.
Yeah, Mama's awesome. But anyways, guys, it's time to go. We've got to get out of here.
Hey, what's our sign off, dude? We got a new sign off, right? You fucked it up the last time I watched you. I just want to know beforehand what we're getting into.
There's no sign off. Would you say bye? No, it's God. I'm great. That's my sign off.
Oh God, I'm great.
Yeah, God, I'm great.
That's some preacher shit, dude.
Yeah. Or we could say that small African children need to die.
Whoa, no. Do not end it there, Bulls. Do not end it there.
No,
Disavow.
I almost ended it before
Allegedly.
that because he keeps saying it. Like, do you want me to end or not, bitch?
Small
Come on,
African
man.
children need to die. No, we're leaving now.
Avow.
We see you later, guys.
disavow.
Small African children need